Hello, friends. Welcome back to my Roman campaign. I am Ahdohgahlius Magnus, and this is episode 3. Alright, what has happened? I have taken the liberty to, because what I have been doing over these past several turns, I believe it's only been two. Well, this is actually the end of the third turn since my last video. And the reason why I've skipped some of these, rather tedious turns in my video log is only because all I have been doing has been shuffling forces around and building forces up, and this is a typical format for my pre-Marian Roman armies. Now, as you can see, I have 2 units of cavalry. One of them is my general, of course. I have a group of equites. This is meant to some degree, reflect the composition of a typical Roman, a pre-Marian Roman army. Okay, I know it doesn't do that perfectly, but the Romans did not actually supply much in the way of cavalry, and their cavalry was very weak. They were the equites, of course, those of noble birth, who, quite frankly, were not very good fighters, and at any rate, they were not very good horsemen. The Romans were not known as being very good horsemen. Okay, I have 5 groups of principes, or as that's the classical Latin way of pronouncing that is principes. Although the game says principes, it doesn't really matter. I tend to say principes. 3 groups of triarii or triarii, and 5 groups of hastati, and then 5 groups of velites. Now, this army I have begun. I ended up bringing them all the way down from Ariminum, because, as you can tell here, Magna Graecia, or Magna Graecia, is about to have an uprising, a revolt. So I brought this army down after filling their recruitment slots, just to kind of make sure that we're able to crush that rebellion without a problem. They are in forced march, but I'm not too concerned about that. I'm guessing they'll pop out here in Brundisium. Anyway, we should be able to crush them. And I brought this army, which was originally in Corsica, while this army recruited in Italia. I brought them up to Italia and started to recruit. You can see that I'm going to make them into cookie cutters, but and that may be a bit boring, but what's really where the variety is going to occur is actually going to be when I start recruiting my Suki armies, or my ally armies, and that's going to take place here in Corsica. That's going to consist of recruiting auxiliaries, and hopefully, once I get I am currently researching the building of a siege workshop, something like that. The first research slot for siege equipment, or siege technology. And once that is finished, researching, it will be available to me to build a siege workshop, or a field engineer's workshop, or something to that extent, where I can recruit ballistas. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be putting in here as well into my Suki armies. Plus, that's where most of my cavalry will be coming from, and potentially, well, I'm guessing my velites will be just fine. Typically, you would have, slingers or whatever else, but I do not believe slingers are actually. I know that they do have some peltists and these sorts of things. I may recruit some peltists, but velites, 5 groups of velites probably will be enough. I in theory, will be using 1 Roman conciliar army with one of my Suki armies, and I just realized that I forgot to turn on my timer again. Oh, okay. One of my conciliar armies with one of my auxiliary armies, or allied armies. But that doesn't work out very well because of, well, necessity, and also because I'm a little bit concerned that there will be some lag time with all of those numbers. Lag with animation, not frames per second, but with animations, once all of those numbers are on the screen. So if I can avoid it, I will use them by themselves. But necessity might call for me to pull both of those armies together. So I'll use these two roughly in concert with each other, roughly the same area, And then also once I capture Alalia, and I'll probably send this army up to Alalia once their recruitment slots are completely filled. I will send them to Alalia. I already have my agent there, right here. She is Postumia Scapula. I'm just going to kind of spy on them. I don't really, if they do get up to a full stack, I may try some sabotage and whatnot. But what I'm going to try to do here is, because I do want a challenge. I don't want to be able to just walk right over my opponents. I don't find that to be fun at all. And even if I lose a battle, I don't really mind so much. I will lose a battle using this mod. I can guarantee that. Eventually, I will lose a battle, and that's perfectly fine. I know that from experience using this mod in previous campaigns. That doesn't really bother me so much. If they do get up to a full stack before my army can get over there, which I'm guessing they will, I may do some sabotage just because it probably helps me at this point. I really don't feel like losing a battle right now, but typically I would, no matter the situation, use my agents, because that's what they're for. At any rate, I'm going to stop talking here. Just to give you a little bit of background on the diplomatic situation. Actually, we've got trade with the Veneti, or Weneti, and the Try for Non-Aggression Pact. They've rejected that, but we're trading with the Weneti, or the Veneti now. So, anyway, I'm going to end this turn, and the reason why I'm filming now is because, I mean, typically revolts start out small, but with this mod, actually, some slave revolts have been actually quite large. So there may be a rather large battle coming up here in just a couple of seconds. Okay, now I'm filming in broad daylight here. It is 5 minutes past noon, so you can, and as I am in a subtropical region, it is very, very hot. So excuse me if you hear me drinking water. Why are you? You are raiding near Ariminum. You bad people. Okay, battering ram. I do have battering. That was battering ram. That's the first. Imminent. It should have happened. Really? All right. Well, it didn't happen. It will happen. I'm going to move you into Corsica, just because Brundisium, if there's a large army that pops out here, a large slave army that pops out, hopefully it'll pop out here, and then at least we have walls around Brundisium in case they attack before this army can get there. Then we may be able to trap them outside the city walls, and maybe even have the garrison help us out, and I can just auto-resolve that. It's not that I don't want to fight it, it's just slave revolts are tedious. Anyway, we're going to move, actually we're going to leave them nearer to Neapolis and continue recruiting. You can see my income is falling rather rapidly. It's because of all the recruiting I'm doing. That's all we can do, actually. So we may actually, once this revolt is crushed, bring this army up and do the fighting of the revolt. Go and take Alalia. So let's check out our technology here before we do anything else. I'm not going to go down the naval route just yet, simply because I don't have a fleet. I will. Boiling oil. We could do boiling oil, although my economy, as you can see, is suffering from all of the tax rate, from all of the recruiting I've been doing. Tax rate. I actually like to go down philosophy quite early on, because it does quite quickly improve the tax rate and public order quite quickly. Okay. Tax labor. I'm not really constructing anything right now, just because I want to build up larger armies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do scholarship here, which will be finished in 3 turns. And armor for all units. What do I have here? I would do that, but this is actually pretty sweet, so I'm gonna send that to pool. This is same thing. Send to pool. Were declared the Dorsi and the Veneti. These have been taken care of. Postumia Scapula, what are you doing? How many do they have? 17. I think we might as well train her up. I mean, typically, I wouldn't want to, you know, poison a lot of provisions and these sorts of things, but I want to train her up just so she is somewhat of a successful agent, useful agent, and she has ranked up, and she was successful, so we are whittling down their numbers a tad. They are also going to have a garrison force, so I'm going to give her agent, so that army will actually be quite large if and when, I should say when we do attack them, when do we do fight them, so let's end that turn. Apologies for that, there was absolutely no action there. I thought that there was going to be a slave revolt, and potentially a large one, but there was not. So just more management. More management, less entertainment, although perhaps some of you may think that this is not entertaining at all. I'm doing my best, okay? Okay, so whipping through this very quickly. Come on, Veneti, take care of them. Get them out of there, thank you. Clear them out, thank you so much. Okay. Principe, okay, Principe's my economy is in shambles, basically. Let's go and see if we can't get any more trade. RDA, you are...
Speak plainly and without idle purpose.
Come on.
A man...
RDA, you will just not love me. You deserve to die. If you do not give me trade... Alright, well, your fate is decided. I will stand idly while the Veneti take over Illyria. And I will fight the Veneti eventually. But for right now, I like that they are taking care of fools who will not be friendly with me. What was that? That was non-aggression pact. Well, how about trade? Can we trade? Oh, you bastards. You will not trade with me. Liguria. Come on. Come on, friends. Alright, well. Let's see. Do we have... We have not had a revolt yet. And now, actually, public order is doing just fine. It's recovering, so... Alright. Do we want to recruit for... Actually, I think I'm going to bring this army down. We'll finish recruiting with that army later. Bring them down to Corsica. Help them keep public order. And you can actually get there. So we're going to take this army out. Bring this army in. Public order is down, but that should go back up now. Yeah, so 4. Not as high because there aren't as many units in that army, but I don't think it really matters. Okay, and we're going to force march you because we're going to take you to Alalia. Alright, so let's bring you out to sea. You are now seamen. Okay. Let us poison provisions again, just for funsies. Yeah, we were successful again. And they have a full stack, but they are reeling a bit from eating poisoned biscuits, crumpets, or whatever. Whatever the Etruscans ate back then. I'm guessing it was not crumpets. Okay. Okay, so we have leveled up here. Our spy has leveled up. Let us see. What can we do here? Collaboration, assassination. I'm not really worried about assassination. Do they have a good leader? I'm guessing not. Yeah, he's a 1-star. Just because they haven't been fighting at all. Ah, wrong button. I'm sorry for that. Let's go back over here. What can we do? She can be... I'm not really going to... I don't like to use spies in armies. I like to use heroes or what are they called? In veterans for the Romans. The Greek factions call them heroes. And rest. Alright, well, we'll just give you spy for now. Hopefully that'll give us some better traits later. And that is basically all we can do. I can't recruit Triari right now. I would like 3 groups of Triari in that army, but I want to make sure that this area is at least somewhat more docile before I move that army out of there. So that should be all, and we will end this turn as well. So again, I apologize. I had hoped to have a big slave revolt battle, but we did not have one. So now we can't have battles every single turn. Well, I suppose we could, but that would be extremely tedious. All right, they are coming out. The Etruscan League, that is coming out of their settlement. And hey, if they want to fight me in Italy, you know, that's fine with me. I don't really mind. I can crush that main army. And then, yeah, we're gonna pull you back in, actually. Ah, no. Wrong army. Stop. So now we are going to have... That was the wrong army. What am I doing? Okay. Way to be methodical, Ahdohgahlius. Okay. I thought I was clicked on this army. I was not. Alright, well, we're going to pull them back in, then, to Neapolis. And I'm actually going to pull them out to about... Let's see, they could attack at Roma. These are basically the only two settlements that they could really reach at this point, and I'm not too concerned about that. And they can actually reinforce both Neapolis and Roma, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'll let them putz around as they desire. Household expands. Hiss. Okay. What? Oh. A goose. Okay. Okay, so we're going to just have her gather military intelligence. That will also help her rank up slowly. Not as fast as I'd like for her to rank up, but anyway. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a revolt here now, so woohoo, you can actually hopefully see some sort of a battle here. Let's go to diplomacy. Come on, RDI. You're not fighting anyone.
Greetings.
I'm not asking you to join any wars with me.
Our
I
ancestors
don't want to
were
give you
proud
money
men.
just so we can agree to not kill each other. I mean, that should be mutually beneficial. Well, far more beneficial for you because I could easily crush you
We will speak
if I wanted to.
together
I'm much
of
more
what-
powerful, I think. And it's check the balance of power, but judging by the lands that I have in comparison to the RDI, I'm assuming that I am at least nominally more powerful than the RDI are. Yeah, a tad. Anyway. Alright, so let's see. We have money and nothing. I can't recruit right now. I mean, I could recruit, but it's not that helpful. I could build that auxiliary bump up. I can't. I don't have enough money to make an auxiliary barracks. What could I recruit here? And we can't tell. What could we do for mercenaries? Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Not amazing. Hoplites are kind of cool. Peltists are alright, but let's check on this. What can we recruit here? We can recruit auxiliary infantry, which are actually not that bad. I mean, against Cav especially. Soki, Hastati, and War Dogs. Well, I'm not going to mess with that. I have 17 units in here. I'm missing only the Triari, so let's go here and let's hopefully upgrade a few things. Italy, actually, I'm much more concerned about Magna Graecia, but I cannot do anything there. Okay, Ariminum, you are trading. You are my trading port. But I do have enough money to make a trading port. That would actually boost my income. It would lower my food, but it would boost income. What is my income, trade income now? Yeah, not very high. So let's do that since I won't be recruiting for the time being. And let's end that turn. Again, another battleless turn. I get some water in me. All right. Yeah, typically I do my taping late at night or very early in the morning, I suppose you could call it. Just because, as if you've read in any of the comments, any of the descriptions below my videos, I have a 2.5-year-old son who is not quiet, and so you would probably hear. Oh no, you probably would hear a 2-year-old squealing and crying and whatnot. Yes, we do have a rebellion, and it is at Brundisium. Trade gained. Oh, that's good. Okay, -2. Yeah, that's wonderful. I like that. Saves me some money. And yeah, we are. Yeah, because of the loss of trade with Syracusai or Syracuse, the Syracusians. All right, political intrigue, mission. Okay. Well, let us see. I don't know. They're in a forced march or a double time. Sorry. They are not marching because they are at sea. A forced row. Okay. Double timing. Okay, and let's do. Let's see. That's construction. Economy. I suppose we could do that. Iron tools. Posthumous scapula. You are still gaining. Okay. Yeah, they're a bit beat up. Antiqua. Okay. Drat. Just a small... And you're raiding. Just killing. Well, it would kill my public order, potentially. Run away! Yeah, they're going to run away. I could have guessed that they were going to do that. Alright, well, we will attack them in the next turn. Italica, we're just going to have you chill. Set the fortifications up. You are still gathering military intelligence. Alright. Well, let us go now to diplomacy. Come on, trade with me.
Welcome.
Do something with me.
A man is just
Love
by
me.
his friend.
Okay, no. Alright, well, let's see if we can't get. Trade with the Ligurians. You're not fighting anyone.
We will gladly listen
Oh,
to your offers,
Are you?
but do not trap.
Liguria. Okay. Oh wait, no. This is how we do it. Okay. Hover over. They're neutral. They don't hate the Veneti. What's the problem with me? Cultural aversion. Well, that's nothing that money can't.
Welcome.
Massage.
My ancestors and people expect
But you won't trade with me.
purpose and honesty.
What if I don't want to use that. I mean, I would like to gain money, obviously, in the long term, but let's lubricate that a little bit. Let's massage that. No, they will not. How about if we throw in a non-aggression pact and throw in payments? I really don't want to give them that much coin, but they will not accept that. So, all right, suits yourself, guys. Syracuse, yeah, you've been. Eh? Why do we not have trade with you? Why? You've broken trade with us?
Greetings, my friend. You have my ear for
Hi.
your speech, and if
And you
it
pay me.
profits my people, agree.
Well, I like that. Moderate? Eh. Yeah, alright, so now we
I
have
can
some
settle
money.
on these terms in
Why
the
did that
sure
break? Did they
knowledge that I have served my people well.
momentarily lose Syracuse? Or did they break the trade agreements? I don't know. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter. We have trade with them once more, so. Well, that's enough for now with diplomacy. Let us... Let's see, can we build anything? That might be of some use to us. No. I have lots of consecrated ground here. I might actually change this up. Well, it's actually doing okay. It's actually fine for now. My culture is 100%. Well, that's not taking any food, but once I start taking away food, I'm probably going to change that into a meeting place, simply because it offers this roughly the same public order for no food, no cost of food. So let's end this turn. I'm going to keep that money where it is because I will be recruiting once again eventually. Hopefully very soon. Alright, so if we don't have a battle in this turn, I'm just going to end it. Well, either way, I'm going to end this episode right after this turn, regardless of whether we have a battle or not. I know I've gone over, my timer says just about 19 minutes, but I did not start my timer when I started this episode, so war declared. Liguria. Oh. You fools. I really would like to befriend you. What is this? Yeah, we're going to replace that. 2 morale for all units. Yeah, let's replace. Unhappy populace again in Magna Graecia. Magna Graecia. Dalmaty have... What have you done? Illyrian Confederation. Who is in the... Oh, the Illyrian Confederation is with... I'm guessing the Daursi? The remnants of the Daursi? Okay. Alright, well, let's go to my armies and agents and whatnot. What do you have here? You have only a group of cav. And you have a scorpion ship. Okay, well, we're going to rank her up. Just poison the wells. Mess around here for a while. That's a bit of disruption. Yeah, alright. So she was able to beat up that garrison. We're going to have... Should I fight this? I mean, it's going to be a walk in the park. But, you know, I would love to give you a battle, so... We don't have Triari, but we do have Principes. Let's fight it. Let's do it just for fun. We will go over the... Well, those guys are really ranked up. They're silver chevrons. Okay. Well, we will go over the half an hour time minimum, I suppose. Which going over the minimum doesn't really matter. But hopefully it won't be in the 50-minute range. Hopefully I can take care of these rebels here very quickly and cut them down. They have no cav, which helps me quite a bit because, as I said, my cav is weak and they're Um, Italian cavalry is quite a bit more powerful than my equites. It's so dark. It's dry, but it's dark. Okay, well, that's fine. And I don't have Triari, which is somewhat disappointing, but alright, well, we don't really have... I'm guessing I'm going to have to attack them. I am on the upper slope here, marching down, so we're just going to go right in and attack them. See how they have their forces lined up here. We have the noble infantry on their right, which is actually historically accurate, where the... I'm not quite certain as to Italian rebels or whatever, but typically in the Greco-Roman tradition, the more powerful forces, or the more experienced forces, or the more powerful units would be on the right, having the position of honor. That's where the general typically would be, at least for the Greeks. That's where Alexander the Great was in the Hellenistic tradition, and then the weaker units would be on the left. So it makes sense for me to take my strength and attack their weakness while holding with my weakness against their strength, hopefully being able to hold out longer. So general, we're going to put you along with the... we're going to leave you in your own battle group, okay? Just because my equites... I can't guarantee that my equites are not going to get beaten down, okay? And I'll put my equites instead on the right. Okay? I want a bit more maneuverability because I hopefully will crush their right quite handily, okay? And we're just going to leave... I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to be able to break my center. I doubt that's going to happen, but it is a possibility. So, okay, let's first take our velites. I think they have a group of slingers. Actually, one group of skirmishers. They'll be skirmishers. All right, so we should be able to defeat them with our velites rather quickly. I'm going to try to soften. At least in theory, I'm going to try and soften their right. Or should I soften their left? Now, it might make sense for me to soften their left and crush the left as soon as possible, and then get... That probably is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and soften their left as much as possible, and then crush them with my right. Again, I don't... infantry, let's control my... if you're wondering how I'm doing that, I'm Control I for controlling all infantry. Take them out of formation attack, and then I'm going to take Hastati, put you in group 4, and here's the hammer. Okay, this is going to be my hammer, my Principes. Those will be the ones that I will entrust with, at least in theory. Okay, I'll probably leave one group or two groups back just to deal with any potentiality that my Hastati on my left are beaten by their noble infantry. And then this group will probably hold the center, and then I'll probably take these 5 groups and hopefully just overwhelm one way or another, either outflank or just beat them down, crush them on their left with these 3 groups. General, I'm going to leave you in the center. I'm going to pull you back a tad. Leave you in the center. Just, do you have any special talent? You do have second wind, so I may need that over here with these Hastati that may be close to breaking. And that is what we're going to do. So without further ado, let's start the battle. Control All, Control A, not Control All, Control A. It does Control All. Let's have you. Yeah, they should have stayed at home, exactly. Stay at home, you servile peoples. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna fast forward for now. We're just gonna march it on up. Now, as we're marching on up here in fast forwarding, what I'm planning on doing again is I'm gonna take my velites, and in theory, okay, they're not moving. I'm gonna first use my velites to beat their. Oh, they do have slingers. Hopefully to defeat their skirmisher units, or at least cause casualties with their skirmishers. And then, if I can, make them shatter or whatever, make them go away, make them unimportant, render them neutral, or at least, then I'm going to take my Hastati and several groups of Principes, and hopefully my Hastati will probably hold, and then my Principes will bash in through this way. So it'll be a 1, 2 like this. Or I could take my Hastati and try and flank, which could pull them out this way. Alright. I think it's time for the skirmisher battle at least. So let's bring up my... what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to discuss taking the initiative in a future episode, but what I'm going to do is kind of take the initiative here and bring my velites up. I'm going to run them up, and we'll see how they react to this with their infantry. I'm not so concerned with their skirmishers. I outnumber them. I can focus fire and destroy them. In theory, anyway, again. Alright, let's bring them together. Now, if this triggers their entire army to move, which it may, then we may pause or slow down, and I can discuss what will happen. But anyway, I'm trying to coax them. I am coaxing them out to some degree, but I just want to... Yeah, they are coming out now. Where are they coming? They're coming straight ahead at me, so let us pull my velites back. And how are they? They're moving straight ahead. So it may actually be best for me to hold with my histati and come around with my principes, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Come on. I'm going to take my velites, pull them now back behind my infantry units, and I'm going to march slowly my histati up. I did take them out of formation attack, yes I did. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually send 2 groups of histati after their noble infantry. You should be able to, these group of histati should be able to hold these Italian spearmen. And you're actually swinging out here. Ooh, that's actually a good idea for you to do that. That helps me. So I'm going to bring these histati actually over. Actually, both of these groups of histati over. And then we're going to hold for a little bit and see there's a little bit of a gap developing here. And what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to bunch these two up like this. And hopefully I can exploit that gap. And Equites, I have something for you to do. You guys are stuck in like this. I don't like that. Ugh. Not even in formation attack, but you get stuck in like that. That's ridiculous. Hopefully that'll pull. What are we doing here? We are losing decisively. Well, that's not good. Italian swordsmen. Italian noble infantry. Noble Italian infantry or whatever. How are we doing here? We are in combat. Combat is even. Let's pull you up. You can throw your pila, and we will have some fun. We are taking a few casualties with my histati. That's typical. And now get stuck in. I would have liked to have been able to pull them out more, but now we're hitting them on the flank. And now you are in position. I'm going to bring you through as best you can and hit hard right in here. That should take care of their skirmishers. Equites should be able to take care of their skirmishers. This might just create a big blob, but it's a blob that we have local superiority with. You are going to attack here. And you are going to attack here. And hopefully we will crack this. And when we do...
The battle is turning in our
The battle's already turning in our favor here. I mean, it was not a tough battle. It's just... I'm just discussing tactics, which I love to do. They're steady, but we are now winning decisively. Pace. We're chewing them up. Right, and then... Let's see... Hopefully, my velites... Yeah, my velites are... My velites... My equites are winning quite handily over here, so... You should be able to chase these... slingers off the field, and now we can hopefully use our equites to cycle charge. I'm also going to probably get my general involved, so let's run him out over on the left, or our left anyway. This group of Italian swordsmen is getting beaten up. I could run... Well, what's going to happen, which would not happen in real life, at least I hope it wouldn't, is that what I really wanted was for my principes to charge through this gap, this little gap that developed here. And they have to a certain degree. I mean, they're doing what I would have done anyway. I would have turned this group this way and from this group this way anyway. It's just I wish they would have been able to penetrate deeper and push through. But they got caught up in that melee, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, we're going to win it, and we're going to win it easily. I mean, we have suffered a few casualties just from missiles and from simply because we are fighting superior units over here. But we're holding on. Principes here. What is this? Okay. Well, let's do second wind for you. We do second wind for you. Okay. And now my equites are charging in to the rear of their formation. The rear of their battle lines, I should say. And now they are wavering. Pull out. And let's try and crack. I'm just holding here, so I don't really... we will crack them once we break this flank and destroy their centers. So let's cycle you back in here, actually. They will be fighting spearmen, but they will be hitting them in the rear. Hopefully that'll help. And spearmen. We are losing equites. Let's pull you out, cycle you out. They are wavering now. We have a group of just skirmishers here. They look like they are flanking me here, but we're holding up. I mean, they're only missile units. Come on, can you guys break this? This is what I'm talking about with that mod. They are shaken. And I'm actually going to hit this group of skirmishers. Hopefully we can break them. Which might cause a mass rout. I'm not certain. This appears to be the only place they have any sort of advantage. Actually, they're not flanking me. My line is holding pretty well. Because I've taken them out of formation attack, they've been able to kind of spread out. I wonder if I put them in formation attack, this group of them being this group of these two groups of Principes, whether they would have not gotten so hung up in that melee. I'm not sure. Pull them out. Have you been killing anyone? Ooh, we've killed 300. Well, some of that was that. Much of that, I'm guessing, was a group of skirmishers, but sort of slingers. We have actually defeated their levy skirmishers. In general. We have, for all intents and purposes, defeated them on their left, which was kind of the goal. It has taken a bit longer than I had hoped, but I mean, we are fighting. Let's see. We're fighting Italians. I believe we were fighting Italian swordsmen over there. All right, now we're in perfect position to simply walk in here. Just mosey on in. There's that word again, mosey. We do not really need you to do anything. We can pull you out for now. You two can actually have fun killing these fools who are fleeing for their lives. Let's send this group in here. And we have one more group of Hestati. And now the mass rout should begin soon. They are still fighting quite well here. Sorry for that, I'm again sweating. Or wiping a little bit of sweat away from my cheek. They will hold here for a while. I'm not all that concerned about that. We will slowly grind them down. And yeah, they're beginning to break here. These Italian spearmen are breaking. And this is breaking now. These are Italian spearmen. Principes, you guys are just chilling out here. You're broken. They're routing. You're gonna get caught up here. Did I not tell you to charge in? Did I not? Okay, I guess I didn't. A bit of micromanaging. I've never claimed to be a good micromanager. Okay, I have an idea and I try to put it in play as best as I can, but to the best of my ability. Okay. What do we have here? These are Italian spearmen. They're dying. Let's have them. Let's expedite that. Send them to the afterlife. Okay. Yeah, they're all breaking now, except for that group of noble infantry. We are really getting buried here in their flank. We're not attacking them in the rear. In typical Roman fashion, I am kind of giving them an avenue to retreat, and that's what the Romans would have done. They would not have encircled their opponents completely. They may have encircled a unit or two. But the reason why I do not want you to be firing your pila right now. I want you to stop firing at will. I'll get back to that thought in a second here while I control my cav. Equites. I want to destroy all of these units. I want to kill as many as possible. Obviously, that goes without saying, but especially in this battle, simply because it's not a settlement battle.
The enemy general.
Yeah, we got the enemy general. I'm guessing with rebels that should end them. This should be the end of the army. Right? So they don't have any settlements, so it should be the end of the army. Alright, let's kill these Italian swordsmen. As I was saying, I'd like to leave it if I can. I mean, you know, in settlement battles, I suppose you can, but at least in field battles, and if I can manage it such, I like to leave an avenue of retreat for my foes, and that's a typical Roman way of dealing with foes when they're retreating. Reason being that your cavalry can then have a heyday with them. Your cavalry can chase them down. Of course, their cavalry will probably get away, but that goes without saying. And the other reason for that, and the main reason I should say, is that if given a choice, an army that is, given the choice between standing and fighting, even though they are losing terribly, or will lose, or their morale is already, low for whatever reason, given the choice between standing and fighting and dying anyway, and running away, they will likely choose to run away and possibly save their lives and stay free from slavery and whatnot. So you give them an avenue to retreat. If you encircle them completely, you give them no avenue, they will stand and fight forever. Well, not forever, but until they can fight no longer. And that tends to cause issues for your... Sorry, I should have been fasting for this. That tends to cause you more casualties because they'll be fighting back. Whereas if they're running, their backs are turned away. Their backs are turned towards you, and you can just run them down, and they will not fight back. Their main concern is getting away. At any rate, that's the end of the battle. Quit battle. I know that isn't represented very well in this game, simply because once your units win, they tend to celebrate, and that allows an avenue for the routing enemy units to retreat. Now you can click on them, but as you saw from my settlement battle in Ariminum, last episode, for some reason units do not respond to killing routing units very well. Your cavalry will, but for some reason infantry does not. So, at any rate, well, we won that. Let us kill them. There are too many to enslave. They'll cause public order issues, and there already are public order problems in Magna Graecia, or Magna Grecia. And this group has decided not to attack, so we will move you in that settlement. Alright, I'm just going to finish this turn really quickly with my typical diplomatic...
Now speak plainly.
I can't remember if I did diplomacy or not. I'm guessing that I'm going to get the same result.
But a mouth friend.
Mouth friend. You want to be a mouth friend? Well, if only your face wasn't as hairy... No, I'm not going there. Sorry, I mean, I have no problems with guys who are interested in members of the opposite sex. I currently have and have had friends who are homosexual. I have no problem with that. It's just that I'm not. Okay. So, you can be a mouth friend if you so desire. I have no desire to be your mouth friend. Alright, anyway, I'm going to get off that, and we're going to go here to Neapolis. We're going to leave that the way well, we could turn that into a trading harbor, from our food. That will take all of my money. Well, I'll have about 145 coin left, but this army probably will not be able to get Triari for a while. We really have to raise their public order. Before that can happen, can we upgrade anything here that will help me with... Well, that would help me with public order, but I cannot build it. It's too expensive. So, alright, let's go and get more money then at Neapolis. Ooh, okay. And we're just going to sit here for a little bit, see how these fools react. You can't give me a window into anything there. So, all right, that is it. I will end this turn. I will, end this episode here. I once again very much appreciate your views, and remember, if you like, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I thank you once again for your participation, your viewing of my. Well, of this episode and of my campaign in its entirety. and I will return. Ciao for now. Ahdohgahlius Magnus, signing off.